What's up guys, this is Corey, welcome to CNA Films and Animation. Today I'm going to be talking about a viewer requested movie, this one coming from 1984, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. So Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom is the sequel, or prequel, to Raiders of the Lost Ark, the Oscar-nominated movie from 1981, and this film came out in 1984. It stars Harrison Ford, Kate Capshaw, and Jonathan K. Kwan, and it follows Indiana Jones. He is on a quest to find these stones that bring peace to this Indian culture in like India or Sri Lanka, something like that. And he has the help from Willie, played by Kate Capshaw, and she's kind of the love interest she's a singer. She sings at this Shanghai nightclub basically, and she's just kind of thrown into the mix, and she doesn't even want to be there with Indiana Jones really. She hates bugs, she hates just pretty much everything there is about the Indian culture. And he also has the help of an 8-year-old or so, maybe 10 years old, something like that, boy named Shortstop, played by Jonathan K. Kwan. And together they go to this palace, and they're trying to figure out, where these stones are, who stole them. There's also kind of a side plot where a bunch of kids have been kidnapped and they're trying to find the kids as well. And, all the while they're just trying to bring peace to this Indian culture. So when it comes to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, I have some mixed feelings about it. Let me start off by some of the positives. First off, the film looks fantastic. It has a lot of great on-set locations and stuff. The Indian people, or the Indian culture, look like they're actually from this culture, and they probably are. And, there's several great shots of, rainforest. There's a couple of brief shots of, like, giant, what they call vampire bats, but they're actually fruit bats. And, just all sorts of different stuff, culturally. I think it's a very interesting film. Another thing is that the film is very well acted. Harrison Ford does a fantastic job as Indiana Jones. Kate Capshaw, she's good. I mean, she plays an annoying character, and she does it just fine. She is rather annoying in this movie, but I believe that's how her character is supposed to be, so she did a good job. And Jonathan K. Kwan, he does a good job too. Most kid actors, they're relatively annoying, but this one actually built a career off of, his character. Not his character per se, but I mean the actor kind of had a small career in the 80s. And this film was like one of his first movies. The film's directing is pretty good for the most part. I mean, it's Steven Spielberg, obviously it's going to be well directed. And, it's honestly not a bad film. But that doesn't go without saying that there are some things that I'm just not a big fan of with this movie. First off, Willie is a little too annoying. She's kind of the comic relief in this movie, and at times it kind of works, but for the most part it doesn't, and it really does show in this film. And that's relatively unfortunate because, I mean, yeah, you're supposed to have like a comic relief here and there, but she borderlines the annoying territory. I also didn't like the fact that the tone of the movie kind of shifts in a jerky fashion. This movie is darker than Raiders of the Lost Ark. That goes without saying. There's more disturbing images. There are things that really push the PG rating. And that is actually, this film and the movie Gremlins were two of the movies that really pushed the PG-13 rating. This movie was not bad enough to get an R, but it wasn't necessarily great for a PG, so they pushed for a PG-13 rating, and the first film to be given the PG-13 rating was the Flamingo Kid, but the it was put on shelf for a few months and everything, and the first film to be released for PG-13 was Red Dawn. But going back to the tone shift, you know, it is a much darker film than the first film. In fact, George Lucas said that, you know, this was a little too dark. It was more darker than he thought it was going to be. And, you know, he regrets having it be this dark. He said he was going through a divorce at the time, and, you know, what I don't like particularly, it's not the fact that it's dark, it's the fact that Steven Spielberg felt that certain scenes were a little too much, so he threw in, like, bits of comedy to kind of lighten it up, and it just didn't really mesh well for me. If you're going to have it dark, be dark. If you're going to have it be kind of whimsical and everything, be whimsical. The two just didn't mix well in this movie. This was my favorite Indiana Jones movie as a kid, and, you know, I still like it today. I do think it's a little too long in places, but there's definitely some great camera work in this movie. There's a lot of great performances, very memorable scenes, and, you know, it's just a great movie overall. It's not my favorite Indiana Jones movie, but it's definitely not the worst out there. Overall, I give this an 8 out of 10. I really like it. I just don't love it nearly as much as I love Raiders of the Lost Ark. So tell me, guys, have you seen Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom? If you have, what'd you think of it? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? What'd you think of the performances? What'd you think of the story, the direction, just anything at all? Comment below, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. Be sure to check out our other videos. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And as always, I am Corey, and I'll see you guys in the next one.